Hello everyone. Well, it's been a while since I put a video up and I didn't know if I was even going to put another video up, but here I am. I've actually moved house. I am now at a different place and I have my mealworms and my beetles set up in different places. But these two tubs here have been sitting here for probably a week without me even touching them. So I've come back today and do some maintenance, fresh food, fresh tea bags for moisture. They love the tea bags. They actually live in the tea bags. Anyway, now I came out today and this is what I found. All these pupa sitting on the top of the surface. Now there was even one beetle actually amongst them. So these are all new from my latest batch. I didn't count them, and they're really good size. I can't believe how many there are actually, but yeah, last time I checked I had 2. And here we are today with, I don't know, maybe 100, maybe more, in that lot there. So I just thought I'd come back again. Yeah, the surface was covered with shells, where they've all, look at that pile up there. So yeah, they'd been busy shedding away. I'm just going to pull this out. Oh, first of all, I've actually got them on, these are hydroponic heat mats for seedlings. Can't see them very well there. I did have each container on one each, but I've divided it into half, so each container has half a mat each. Only because I've set up another worm bin. That's one worm bin there. Sorry, egg bin, eggs, baby mealworms, and this one here. So I needed a heat mat for that one. So I've divided that one into 2. This one have possible eggs in it already underneath here. Probably see it through the side. Don't know. So yeah, I've got population under there, and I've got 2 small trays that are actually sitting in the top of that. So they sit there nicely and they've got good circulation. So we'll go back to these guys, and I just wanted to see if there were actually any more pupa from this morning. So just pull it out a bit. So yeah, they're quite happy having the heat under them. They're doing quite well, and I knew they would pupate because it's been a lot of inactivity. And I no longer have all my quails except for 2 females. So these mealworms pupating is not an issue because my beetles are slowly going down in numbers. So as they would normally do. Let this go. He's halfway in or halfway out. There he is. So yeah, my beetles, the Darkling Beetles population is going down, so it is good timing for these guys to come along. So yeah, anyway, and yeah, my 2 quails don't eat many now, so anyway, so I've still got a lot of eggs in production. I've got a lot along the way, and there's no way I can count them because there's just way too many babies to count because they're tiny. Here's another pupa just here, just fresh, just a nice white guy. He's just virtually probably just popped out. There we go. I will get a big container as they increase in numbers because I don't like them being squashed, and I do believe things like that contribute to the bad wings. I know people have put in their suggestions of what they think causes the bad wings. It could be a combination of everything. So I'm sticking to what I think it is, which is that their wings get destroyed or damaged when they're coming out of their little pupa. If they're upside down, their wings get, roughed up because they're so fresh and soft when they first come out. So yeah, I think that's to be expected. For some anyway. Not all of them. Anyway, so there's another one over here. The poor things actually had been quite neglected while I was moving house. I did tend to them as best as I possibly could, but they've bounced back quite nicely. And I've even had found worms in containers that had what I thought was rubbish, waste. I kept them in a container to see if anything did develop from them, and this container was just an ice cream container with a lid on it, so there was no air entry, there was no light, which is okay, but there was no food, there was no water source, there was nothing. And I opened up the container just to have a look, and I ended up with about a dozen or so mealworms, probably about that size. So they had actually hatched in there and grown to that size without any attention whatsoever, and I was quite shocked actually. So that's one of the reasons why I'm careful with waste, because I do collect the waste, or hang on to the waste for a bit longer, just to be sure. And you know, it doesn't hurt. It's just sitting there. It's not taking up your time. It's just sitting there until you check it, I suppose. So yeah, don't necessarily throw out all your waste if you're not 100% sure if you've got all the eggs out. So yeah, just let it sit there. Doesn't take up any more space than, I suppose, or it depends if you do have a lot of space, but it's not causing you any extra hard work. You'll just let it sit there. Mine had sat there for probably probably three months, around about that, and so that's what they developed it into all by themselves. So yeah, they were quite clever, looked after themselves, and anyway, so they're in here somewhere, or they've been fed to my quail. Either way, they developed, and they didn't require any attention whatsoever. The banana skin has had it. It's got to go. But they've had some fresh carrot come in here today. If this video drops out, it's because I've run out of room on my phone. And so, anyway, just thought I'd bring you up to speed as to where I am, where I've been hiding all this time. Yeah, this is my new extra Darkling Beetles on the way. This was a very dirty container to start with. So yeah, I'm very happy with them. I'll put on pause and I'll go and check out the beetles.